Hello my lovely ravens and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel and today is the fourth video in a series where I will be creating Dumbledore's office in 1/12 scale. If you missed out on any of the other videos, please check out the link in the description box below or in the iCard section in the top right hand corner. Today is a special video because I am doing a collaboration on this series with Danny from Wizardry Workshop. If you don't know who Danny is, let me introduce you to him. Danny makes high-quality paper replicas of Harry Potter items from the movies. Most of his videos are DIY tutorials with downloadable templates. And the best part here is that they are free, and he gives away everything he makes on his channel. He occasionally does other videos as well, but his channel is mainly focused on Harry Potter related things. Danny provided the portraits that will go in Dumbledore's office, and these will also be available for download. Please go and check out Danny's part of the collaboration, as he is creating some of the portraits as real-size framed paintings. So this is where we left off from part 3. Today I'm going to finish most of the lower tier. The collaboration part of this video will be in the second half of this video, so stay tuned. I'm continuing this project by finishing the cabinets for the lower tier. Before I start painting, I'm going to attach some lights to the top part inside the cabinets. These are simple string lights you can get for very cheap on Amazon. I will leave a link in the description box below. I am marking out where the lights will go and then glue them in with hot glue. I'm attaching the battery pack on the side of the cabinet. This can hardly be seen once the entire office is finished, and I will be able to replace the batteries. Once the battery pack is attached, I'm gluing the lights in place and attach the top of the cabinet. Because the foam core has smooth paper on top of it and the cardboard I used for the outside is very smooth as well, I am going to coat the entire cabinet except for the mirrors with a layer of gesso, just so that the paint has something to hold on to. After that, it's time for painting. I start with this raw umber color, but it's not the right brown for this cabinet. But I decided to use this as a base coat and then go over with a darker color for the main color of the cabinet. Next up is making the doors, or actually the faux doors, as I'll be gluing them onto the cabinets. I placed a piece of acetate against the cabinets, mark it and cut it to size. For the top of the cabinets, I'm going to use this metal ribbon stuff I found about a year ago. I figured I would use it for something, so I bought it and I finally get to use it for this project. It was a little bit hard to cut, but I later used sprue cutters and this worked really well. I cut a strip of the metal ribbon for behind the Pensieve and a strip to go on top of each cabinet. I attached it with hot glue. Time to paint the walls and the floors. This will transform the entire diorama. With the black shiny bricks, it very much looks like the Ministry of Magic, which is not the diorama I'm building here. I've got this jar of grey acrylic paint that I mixed up a while ago, and it makes the perfect base for these bricks. Also, I was looking for paint for the walls. I found out that I'm running out of black and white paint, so I need to do some paint shopping very soon. I'm using the same color for the floors and the steps as well. This will make it all cohesive and blend together nicely. I am using all the different colors you can see on the screen here. I'm using the brand Kaisercraft. This is an okay craft paint and it dries matte, a little bit like gouache, which I think is fantastic for diorama projects. Kaisercraft is an Australian brand. When I'm done with the floors, I am using the same dry brushing techniques as I use for the floors on the walls. Then for a finishing touch on the stairs, the entrance and around the windows, I apply black chalk pastel and blend it out with a brush to give that old dusty castle look. Back to the cabinets. I am not sure if any one of you has paid any attention to what is in the cabinets in the lower tier in Dumbledore's office. These are mainly filled with bits and bobs to do with celestial stuff. So from beads and whatever I could find in my stash, I made some bits and bobs to resemble those random items. I will glue these items onto the shelves in the cabinets and then glue on the doors once they're finished. The rows of books and miniature books are also going in the cabinets. In a recent live stream, I show you how to assemble the book rows, and I will leave links to all the downloadables in the description box below. Now I'm going to get into the detailing of the cabinets. I'm first putting the pattern on the acetate with a Sharpie marker, and then I'm going to create the details on it with some 3D puffy paint. I've had this stuff for ages and I don't really use it, but it worked great for this project. Before I use the puffy paint for the front of the cabinets, I'm going to add silver paint on the top of the cabinets, but at the back of it. It looks like there is silver at the back of it when you look at the cabinets in the movies. It's not quite mirror as it isn't as reflective, so I went with silver paint. This is the first time I am trying to paint with these puffy paints. It takes some trial and error, but I got there in the end. Once that is all dry, I am taking off the Sharpie markings with rubbing alcohol. I am using a rich gold acrylic paint and rub the paint on the dried puffy paint with my finger to get an aged look. I then remove the excess with a Q-tip and the door is done. Behind the silver I also put a layer of black as I don't want any light from the lamps in the cabinet to shine through. And once all the parts of the doors are painted, it is time to glue them onto the cabinet. Now that the faux doors of the cabinet are on, it still needs a little bit more detail. I've got some thin strips of balsa wood which I'm going to paint the same dark brown color as the cabinet with a little hint of gold. I have stuck them on some washi tape as it's easier to paint them this way. Whilst the strips of balsa wood are drying, I'm going to cut thin strips of cardstock and paint them gold. They will be the trim at the top and the base of the cabinet. I'm applying the same gold to the dark brown balsa wood strips, but just ever so slightly, so it just has a slight golden shimmer. And then it's time for the final assembly of the cabinets. I'm gluing on the trim at the top and the base of the cabinet. The strips of balsa wood, and finishing it off with some rivets at the top. And now we're finally getting into the collaboration part of this video. Danny has scanned the images from a book called The Paintings of Hogwarts. This book is only available in a special collector's edition box. He scaled them down, and what you see on the screen are the documents he created and are available for download from his website. They will also be available in real size documents. I will leave the link to his video down below where he will have everything linked for you. I did put a special request in for a portrait of Severus Snape. I don't think we should forget about him. So what I'm going to do with these portraits. First, I'm going to treat the portraits that are on 100 GSM paper with 2 layers of Mod Podge. One layer brushed on vertically and one horizontally. This creates a layer effect, and once it's dry, it looks like the paintings are canvas. The cream colored paper is 170 GSM paper, and from these prints I'm going to use only the frames. I'm cutting them all out and am then mounting them on cereal boxes and cut them out again. I hate wasting paper, and the cutouts from the cereal boxes I will save and use for another project. I ink all around the cut edges with black ink and a dauber. Mount the image onto cereal box and cut it out and assemble the two pieces together. Then I go around the edges again to finish the outside. I wanted to do something with the frame to make it stand out a bit more and give it dimension, so I applied glossy accents by Ranger. This gives a slightly domed effect and a gloss finish. Then after about 4 hours of assembling the frames, they are done and it's time to put them inside the diorama. It's really nice to see them all finished and next to each other. They look like tiny little masterpieces. Time for the assembly. For now, I am attaching them with blue tack. There is still a lot to do in the mid-tier and I might want to move the portraits around as I go. I will do something special with the painting of Professor Snape in the final video in the series. I will then also pick a final spot for Professor Dumbledore on the wall. As in last week's video, where I announced that later this year I am going to build the first of the 4 Harry Potter common rooms, I just want to repeat that announcement if you missed it. I want to give you the opportunity to participate by creating miniature books to go into the common rooms. I will link a community post in the description box below so you can read up about what you need to know about it if you would like to participate. Just be mindful the post is currently very slow and the sooner you post it, the better. If there are any parcels I receive when the series is done, they will end up in a future miniature, which will probably be the Hogwarts library. Where I am placing the still to hang paintings now is where I will eventually build the fireplace, and as you might have seen, the Pensieve also still needs to be built. And this is it for part 4 of this video series. First of all, I would like to thank Danny for this collaboration. Please make sure you check out his part of this collab. I hope you like how the lower tier of the office is looking so far, and next week I will be back with you for the continuation of the build of Dumbledore's office, where I will make a start on the mid tier. If you would like to support me, you can do so by signing up for my Patreon. You can find the link in the end card of this video or in the description box below. And if you're new here, welcome! Please don't forget you can click the subscribe button to become part of the Raven family. Thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye! I got a question the other day asking, why does it take so long to create Dumbledore's office? Why does it take me so long? Well, let me show you. These are the matchboxes. Why does it take me so long? Well, let me show you. Let's take Slug and Jiggers, right? Let's take this to Dumbledore's office and let's compare them. There's the comparison between a matchbox and a 1/12 scale diorama. It's a huge, huge difference. I got a video, and today is, yep. Today I have the 4th video in this video series